want to thank the members of the press for joining us, as well as members of the community, on this, what I feel is a very important issue. This is an attempt to bring the community together to talk about the problem with high taxation throughout the village of Hempstead as a result of the numerous tax abatements that have been issued in various forms that impact the taxpayers of Hempstead. We are joined today by a bipartisan group of community members reflecting Democrats, Republicans, and other members of the community. We are a diverse group today. I am joined by Nassau County Legislator Kavan Abrams, who is also a resident of the village of Hempstead. We are joined by the Mayor of Hempstead, Wayne Hall. In addition, we have members of the clergy, we have members of the Hempstead School District, and we have other concerned members of our community who want to make sure that their voice is heard by the Hempstead IDA. As many of you know, over 30% of the properties in the village of Hempstead have received some form of tax abatement. As a result, taxpayers in Hempstead have the highest tax rate per square foot in the entire state. Enough is enough. The applicant to a further tax abatement to the Hempstead IDA, an applicant by the name of 590-600 Realty Corp., is requesting a rich package of financial assistance, which includes a low-rate loan, perhaps a zero-interest rate loan, exemptions from sales tax, exemptions from use tax, abatement and property taxes. An abatement period will last 20 years, when IDA policy is for to last no longer than 10 years. I, other elected officials, and community residents have asked a simple question. Provide us with information to show that these abatements and other assistance is needed to make this building viable. That request was first presented on January 25th at a public hearing. At a public hearing, I might note that over 50 residents, Mayor Hall, his trustees, and other officials all voiced their disapproval of this proposal. Since the January 25th meeting, I have made numerous telephone calls to the applicant requesting this information be provided. To date, no such information has been forthcoming from the developer. We have to ask why. Is he afraid of hiding? Is he trying to hide something? Is he afraid of revealing the true state of this building? I'm making no assertions, but I have to ask the question, why? Yesterday, after news of the press conference got out, he promised that we would have it this morning. Well, this morning has come and gone, and no information has come. We don't know that we're ever going to get this information. Our request is simple. We are simply asking the IDA to defer voting on this matter until the information is acquired, can be analyzed, and we can perhaps suggest some alternatives to not burden further the taxpayers of Hempstead. It's a simple request. To date, we have received total indifference to this request. And we are asking, what's the rush? The impact on the citizens of Hempstead is vast. An additional $400,000 of taxes come off the tax rolls, a savings to the developer. Who bears the cost of that? The people standing behind me who are taxpayers in the village of Hempstead. They're going to be asked to make up that cost. Over a 20-year period, that comes to some $8 million that they have to make up. Enough is enough. We want to take note of the fact that there's not one resident in the village of Hempstead who is on the town board, on the town IDA. They don't have a real interest in this community. In effect, we are getting taxation without representation. Again, enough is enough. These residents behind me, elected officials, are saying simply defer the vote until we can do more analysis to determine whether or not this is needed or not. And a simple request like that is not being met with approval. And we ask the question, why? We asked the town IDA to join with us in asking the developer to provide the information that we need to make a reasonable decision about whether or not this is something that we can support. And until that is coming, our chant is simply no taxation without information. At this point, I want to turn it over to my colleague in government, someone who's very interested in caring about this, legislator Yvonne Akins. Yvonne?